Okay, so here we are in another church without flash being able to be used. Luckily, there's plenty of natural light. Well, I wouldn't say plenty, but enough. I'm at 3200 ISO, 2.8, 1/160. So you guys should walk slow, okay?
Yeah.
Porque no me dejan usar flash y ocupo las marcas. I'm gonna tell everybody to. Hey guys, remember to walk slowly when you're entering, right? And give each other space. If you see the person in front of you bunch up because they don't know where to go, whatever, just walk slower. Because if you walk too fast, I can't get your full body shot.
Okay, so you just heard me tell them to slow down as they walk so they don't just speed across, because I'm not allowed to use flash here. So if I lower my shutter speed too much, they're going to be blurry. Here are just some video clips I took while I was waiting. So they're walking in, right? I sped this up. These are the shots that I got. I'm using a 35mm 1.4 lens. I'm stopped down pretty low. My shutter speed isn't going below 1/160. It's just I can't risk motion blur. So here's a tip that I've said before, I think. Have both of your cameras ready to shoot, meaning have the settings dialed in already, because you might need to switch one or the other. Right here I'm using single point, and so I'm getting it in the middle single point and then recomposing. So I'm getting anything I can, because as you can tell, there isn't any room around here. So I'm doing everything I can to try and get these shots. Catholic churches are fun that way, where you're not allowed to use flash, you can't go up in the sanctuary, and it's kind of small sometimes. So I'm gonna keep this video short, because the honest truth is there really isn't much I can show you here. There's lighting going on, I can't change it. There's the minimum amount of space, I can't change that. So basically I'm just grabbing whatever I can. I'm using my 70-200 lens because I'm not allowed to go in there, and this allows me to reach in there. But here are some tips that maybe you can control if you're the photographer here. I'm taking photos of these people. They're important people to them. So I'm going heavy here, and I'm grabbing every shot that I can of these people the first thing I do. And I get them, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore, because I like to give a variety of photos. I'll go around the church to take photos of these other people looking on. If they're doing something interesting throughout the ceremony, then I'll get their photos again. People who give what are they called? Speeches? Eulogies? I don't know. I grab them as well. I'll also do a little bit of a video clips, because the videographer isn't here, he's over there, and he might appreciate these extra clips. These are 24 frames per second because they're speaking. I think maybe some of you are wondering what my settings are. That's usually the question people ask when they're learning. And I always say the settings are what they need to be. The first thing I set up here obviously is going to be my aperture, 2.8, right? The lowest it goes, because it's kind of dark in there. Maybe you can't tell that much from the video, but it is dark. The second thing you'll kind of put is your shutter speed. You don't want it to go too low, because the lower it goes, the more you risk motion blur. And while generally they're just sitting or standing there looking onwards, sometimes they move, like right here. You can't have your shutter speed too low. And then the third thing is your ISO. Just adjust that accordingly. If it's too dark on your screen, if it's too dark on your histogram, just raise your ISO. Hopefully you don't have to raise it too much. I think at this point, whenever they're standing still, I drop down the shutter speed to maybe 1/120, and my ISO can go a little lower. But when they're moving and I have to have my shutter speed up higher, then I raise my ISO. Look, we're running to the back of the church because they surprised us with the Virgin Mary. There's 2 Virgin Marys, I thought. So we went over there. These are just some video clips that I got of the ceremony. See how they're little tiny clips? The videographer can use them. He'll appreciate them, and he usually does use them. And I use his photos, so it works out, you know. But yeah, have your shutter speed as low as possible. If there's no movement, you can probably get away with 1/120 if you have some kind of stabilization. If not, try and go a little higher. Okay, so we went to this park called Vista Hermosa Park. It was halfway in between the church and the venue, so it worked out perfectly. The sun is behind them. You're going through all the family poses, which there can be a lot because all the family is here.
Un abrazo. There we go.
You were so dry.
Perfect. Big smile. Good. Okay, big hug everybody. Más grande. There we go. Big smile, eyes open. Everybody look at the bride, smile. Look how pretty she looks. Good. Everybody look at me again. Maybe interlock arms if you can. And then look at me. Look at each other. Go ha ha ha. Smile. Look at each other. Smile. Laugh. Ha ha ha. Give me a funny one. 1, 2, 3, go. Maybe big hug. Big hug. Show me the love.
I know. You guys are sisters. Come on.
Good. Want to give me a different funny one? Showing legs too. Like somehow.
I think you need to force them.
Yeah. Okay, get closer, guys. Get closer. There you go. Give me a nice lovey-dovey one. Give me a funny one now. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. There we go.
Alright, so you saw me go through some of the pictures. These the GoPro footage had all the portraits. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the bridal couple portraits, but don't worry, future videos are going to have a lot that you can see some of the direction I gave them before I tell them give me a funny one, like what's funny, right? They can do just about anything. I give them some examples of what they can do that would make it look nice on a picture, and then from there they kind of make it their own. Here you can see some samples. The important thing to notice here is that look, I moved really quick. Time was short. I was going as fast as possible. The light behind them gives them a glow. I'm not even using flash, and this is what I did to get all these shots as quickly as possible. Like in 35 minutes we had, which is not a lot of time for all these people, really. So I hope to hear from you guys and see you guys soon, okay? Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, it means a lot. And comment and like, right? But subscribe, okay? What? Thanks.